Hey, one of my buddies today is who we're going to talk to. I remember meeting this guy for the first time after hearing him on some training calls. And I'll be honest with you, he scared the shit out of me. Is that fair? Okay. He scared me. And I guess it was just like his presence and overall confidence, maybe. I don't know. I just remember how well he spoke on a call years prior, and as somebody that I looked up to. I didn't know anything about him, but I knew he was good because if you talk on a national call at this company, there's something about you. Okay, you got a little something to you, right, Hakola? And he had spoken on there several times, him and some of his crew. And I was like, man, got to get to know this guy. And then went and introduced myself at conference. And next thing you know, we're buddies, and he would give me the shirt off his back if that's what I needed. And that's the type of running buddies that you want in this business, right? People that care about you, care about your family, care about your well-being. And I just texted him literally 30 seconds ago. It's like, hey, some people on this call don't understand what it takes to win here. Some people don't understand how much different life can look in 30 days, 2 days, shit, I don't know, 100 days. Nobody has a clue how different it can look in a year or two, right? And there's a certain amount of work, there's a certain amount of pain, I think, Tyler, that some of us aren't willing to go through. And I want to tell you that it's worth it, right? I want to tell you that it's worth it. Um, Jim, are you out there, brother?
Yes, sir.
Well, take it away, man. Why is it worth it to get through this learning curve, and what does it take to actually do it both on the mindset side and practicality side?
Yeah. So first off, Jim Russman, direct to Keshawn Monteith, and then Brian Delaney. Um, yeah. So some of you guys know my story. I mean, I'm not gonna really go through it, but here's kind of the thing: is I used to come in here probably like I don't know. Can you somebody just put in here or how many people? Just put a one in the chat if you've been here 60 days or less than 60 days, please. Okay. So I'm gonna talk to you guys. Um. Because I think it's important to talk about this that nobody really talks about, and I'll just be transparent with it if that's cool with you guys. All right. So, um, you guys all get on a corporate overview or however you got hired, maybe like a one-on-one interview, and these idiots tell you that you're gonna make $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, and it's just like super simple to make that type of money. Um, it is, right? But in your first 60 days, it's hard. Um, why is because you don't have belief, you don't know what you're doing, and you're lost. Okay. This is everybody in that comes in here is like this. Okay. You're not any different. You see everybody else winning, but I'm not winning type mentality. You see uh on national calls, and I'm gonna tell everybody, okay, I get that this is recorded. I'm gonna tell everybody, do not pay attention to a leaderboard. All right? Don't. That will ruin you. Absolutely ruin who you are. Okay? You are no better, no worse than somebody who's number one on that leaderboard writing $40,000 a week. Okay? That's a very hard concept to understand. When I first came here, I was like, man, these people are writing business and I'm not doing nothing. What is wrong with me? Okay. There's nothing wrong with me except one thing. I was not plugging into a system that I knew could win because it was around for a little bit before I got here. People were winning. Why am I not winning? Right. So, how many people on this call, and be honest with yourself, have been to every single conference call that your mentor has asked you to be on? Put a one in the chat. All right. So I'm going to go right back up to all the ones that were in here. And they're definitely not as equal to, well, I mean, definitely not as equal to all the ones that were originally put in there. Okay. So I'm going to tell you a downfall that I did when I first came here. I was never on any conference call. I thought I could do this all on my own. That is a negative. Okay, we didn't have virtual offices back then. We just had I had, I had a computer in my basement, and that's how I dialed leads. But I always was in contact with my mentor, like every day. And that's on you. That's not on your mentor to follow up with you. You're an adult. You want to win here, that's how you do it. Okay? Now if your mentor doesn't respond back to you, go to somebody else. Get a telephone number. Y'all have WhatsApp or Slack or GroupMe. Get another number from another mentor because I'm going to tell you it's going to win. Okay. Number two, you have got to buy leads. You have got to invest in your business. My mentor told me go out and buy 50 bonus leads. Now, I'm not talking 50-cent leads. I'm not talking dollar leads. I'm not talking $3 leads. I'm talking leads that were back in my day like $5. I think they're like 8. Okay. And I did that. I did that for 4 weeks. Well, 3.5 weeks. Still didn't sell shit. I could book appointments, drive 2.5 hours to people's homes, walk into people's homes and not sell a damn thing. Like 15 appointments a week, I'd walk into people's homes. Like, now you want to tell me I'm getting kicked in the butt, right? What the issue was is I came from a background of I was the number one person to be in somebody's life basically as a law enforcement officer, right? I was always the number one person. I had a very big ego that I needed to get rid of. Okay. So if you're coming in here right now in your first 60 days and you're not winning, it is probably because of your ego and lack of dedication to your work. Okay, this is a craft. If you're dialing Monday through Friday, $20 a day, what the fuck are you doing with the rest of your time? Let's be for real. If you want to be in sales, salespeople outside of this industry, let's say you work for a medical supply company, right? What do? They go door knocking and they go to hospital to hospital to hospital, doctor to doctor to doctor, 6 days a week and hustle. This is called hustle here. The cool part about what we have here is that we have leads. Not a lot of other companies you can go to have leads that you're not paying $100 and $200 for. So, or it's the lack of skill that you have that you're not willing to invest your time in to build that. Because you might be good at setting appointments, but nobody shows up to your appointments. Why is that? Are you recording yourself? Are you doing the things that matter? Your upline's asking you to record yourself, but you're not recording yourself, and then you're like, oh, well, why not? Like, I asked a simple question, why are you not recording yourself? Well, I don't know how to do that. Motherfucker, there's ChatGPT, there's Google. Go figure it out. I'm dead. You guys might be laughing, but I'm dead serious. Like, this is not an opportunity. Like, we don't handhold anybody here. I will be the first person to tell you, we do not handhold you. Everybody who wins in this company, majority of it does it on their own because you got to figure it out. Life insurance sales, truthfully, is not hard, guys. And I might be scaring some of you guys away, but I'm being dead honest with you that this is not hard. This is a brain game. This is a brain game on how mentally tough are you to deal with ignorant people that you call on a daily basis that fill the stupid form out looking for life insurance. Okay. Now, going back, I was really good at setting appointments, really good at it. But the one thing that I really was missing was being on conference calls and listening to what my mentor told me was to call from the home. And I never did it till my 29th appointment. My 29th appointment, and I did it after I left the house, to be honest with you. My 29th appointment, I went in, and I'll never forget it. They had State Farm life insurance back in the day when you had to get all this medical stuff done, and I was there for over an hour and a half going through all their policies. I'm like, oh man, this is great. I can replace all this, but I had no fucking clue what to do. No clue. After 29 appointments, I left the home and I called my mentor at the time, and she's like, well, why didn't you call me? Because we could have replaced all those policies. I was like, I don't know. Just didn't think about it. She's like, that's your mistake, Jim, is because you're not listening. Open your ears up. Like she gave it to me right in the gut. And I was like on the verge of quitting at that time. Like I was like, oh, I can't do this. Like it sucks. Like I'm not making any money. I have to make money for my family. Like I was like the number one breadwinner. And my wife was the goddamn teacher. And we know how much teachers make. They make nothing. So, you know, let's be for real with it. And people are like today, like some of you guys might be on this call or you would have left, which is great. I love when people leave these calls because then they don't have really good mental toughness. Is they're like right now you're like I got to put stuff on a credit card. I got to what am I doing? Like I got to work extra overtime on a part-time job just to buy leads. I was there. Keyword was there. Okay? I worked enough, I worked hard, listened to what my mentor told me to do. So the next appointment I drove to was 45 minutes away to a 78-year-old gentleman. And I was like, oh my God, he's got like $100,000 mortgage. What am I going to do? As soon as I got in there, build rapport with him, which I'm really good at doing, if you guys couldn't tell. And then I called my mentor from the home. We closed the deal for $3,600, saved my mortgage, paid my mortgage. And then after that, that is when the light bulb clicked in my head is every appointment I go to, I am calling my mentor until I figure this out. What happened? Figured out pretty quick because I didn't like talking to her on the phone. Okay. But I called her every day and I texted her every day when I started at Symmetry. Every day. Script training, all of it. Every day. Sundays too. She hated me. Well, she hates me still. So it's all good. But that's how I won here because I did those things in the beginning. If you are in your first 30 days and you have never talked to your mentor and you're sitting here like, why my mentor is not helping me? My mentor is not doing this. My mentor doesn't care. Bullshit. That's on you. You're all adults. Let's be for real again. Okay. We hire 1099 salespeople. Okay. We don't hire to mentor non-salespeople that don't want to work hard. If you're ever in sales, and some of you guys have come from sales before, especially in the 1099 market, you don't have a manager that's going to be all over your butt. You got to figure it out. If you've been in sales before at a W-2 level, you don't have a manager that's all over your butt. They're going to show you a little bit of the way, and then you go figure it out yourself. Who's ever been in a job and then you suck for the first 30 to 60 days, and then after 90 days, you're really good at it because you kept trying? 100%, Steven. Right, Michael. I get it. But a lot of you guys are going to fail in your first 30 days because you're not going to give it enough time or enough effort. Because all you see is the dollar signs that you could have potentially made, and you're going to go back to your 17 or $18 an hour job at the Walmart, at the Kroger, at the, you know, gas station. Because some of you guys used to work at those places because you won't have enough dedication or heart to go through the hard times when they're hard times. You think I wrote $17,500 and got it issued because it's super simple? No, because I reach out to my warm market and I reach out to previous clients and rewrite DFL policies. Okay. I have a book of over 9 years of business. I write consistently over $382,000 a year in business on my own pen. Did I ever do that in the beginning? Absolutely not. Did I ever know sales in the beginning? Absolutely not. Am I going to write $1 million? No, because I don't want to. I truthfully don't want to do that. Am I happy making $300,000 a year just by making sales? Absolutely, I am. Do I have to invest maybe $40,000 in leads? Absolutely, I do. Yeah, you guys all heard that right. $40,000 in leads. Some of you might, man, I didn't make that last year. But that's called investment in a business. Daniel McClure is a prime example of this. The dude is going to be fired. I guarantee all of you guys are going to see this motherfucker soon. I know that for a fact. You want to know why? Because even on my lead system that he has, he's got people dialing leads and calling me, which is fucking phenomenal. The dude is going to win. Why? Because he puts systems in place and he wants to win. I'm putting it out here. I see people who win here. It's very simple to point out. If you're the person who only wants to make $2,000 or $3,000 a month, you're in a great place because you can do it very simply. 100%. But if you want to be somebody who wants to make 50 grand a month, is it easy? Gil Schultz will tell you it's definitely not easy. Some people are like, man, he wrote like $20,000 last week or whatever. But also, Gil had a bad month the month before. Was he whining about it or crying about it? Absolutely not. He goes out and just has to do the job even harder next time. But again, if you're in your first 60 days in this business and you are not reaching out and not on conference calls because I don't have time, shame on you. My mentor is too busy for me. I'll be first person to tell you, yeah, I am busy, 100%. So go to somebody else who will give you help. I mean, a lot of these guys know that. Brian Delaney's busy if he's your direct. I know there's a lot of people in his organization who would be willing to freaking help you. I'm direct to Jordan Hunt. He busy for sure. A lot of people would love to help you too. If you're not getting help by the person who hired you, don't complain about it. Go to somebody else. And if that person that hired you got mad, have them come to me. I'll give them my fucking personal telephone number and tell them to get the fuck out of here because they don't belong. And it's the truth, guys. We're all here to help you. I don't need to make money on anybody to help you win in a business because all I want to see people do is win. Make money for their family, make legacy money for their family, and that's all I personally care about because I know it's possible here, except some of you won't do it. You have moms in here who have children Four kids, three kids, two kids who are winning here. You have single people who do nothing with their life but play video games and can't win here. Some of you guys might think I'm kidding. I'm dead serious. Some of you guys go watch Netflix all day and say you're working. I mean, who listens or who has um read David Goggins' two books? Anybody on here? So if you have not, and this is not for childish ears, okay? Because if you come to our Monday Friday our huddle calls or whatever we have, the Monday fire up call, we're gonna start listening to a little bit of him. I would recommend you doing that if you are internally, so like internally, you need some push and listen to his book. Don't read it, listen to it because he is the one who actually does it on Audible. If you need a push, okay. I'm not much for leadership books. I really don't care for them. Some of them are really boring to me. But this is to me as a leadership book because internally it talks about how he was a terrible individual in the beginning, turned his life around because he had dedication to a craft that he wanted to be the best at what he could ever do. That is what this sales is about. It's not insurance sales, guys. This is, I mean, I believe like insurance sales also reflects on like your faith. How dedicated are you to your faith? Like it's all about the same thing. Think about that. Like some of us are on here and like, like buying leads is new. Surely was new to me 9 years ago, but I can't go a day without having a lead drop in my system. I feel like I'm useless because I'm going to go out and help somebody, or one of my agents is going to go out and help somebody, knowing they're going to win. Will you win every day, Joshua? I have no idea, bro. But every day that you can go out and help somebody feel good about yourself, because there's days that this business will actually eat you alive. You're like, I'm terrible at it. I suck at it. Why am I even here? I've wanted to quit, I don't know, 20 times, but I'm still here because I see people on these calls that truly want to win and want to actually change their life. I mean, I say it all the time, right? Like I say it constantly to everybody who wins only does one thing and they only are on conference calls and they talk to their mentor on a daily basis. Now, once you become pretty good at this, you don't have to text them all day because they'll be your best friend, most likely. And you will earn new relationships in this business because of that. It is going to feel weird in the beginning to do it, but I promise you, if you do that and follow those directions of who your upline is, they will want you to win and they will guide you to that promise. Because if they don't, you can come to me and I'll help you if I can, if I have time. That is one thing that I want you guys all to understand is that there's people in this business currently that are losing because they're afraid to reach out. And they're afraid to reach out because internally they've been told that's for pussies or some version of it by your parents, by whoever, by society. I've always been told, my mom and my dad have always told me, the more you ask questions, the more you'll understand. And that is truthful in this business. And truthfully, all throughout your life, to be honest with you, no question is dumb unless you keep asking it over and over. So I'm gonna leave with one thing, and we'll roll out of here. Sorry, I went over. I can't even tell what time it is. And um, this one thing for Tuesday, right? Tuesdays typically we have our help desk call right now. If you are not winning today or haven't won in the last 30 days, and you're on this call consistently, and I don't see you on the leaderboard on Saturday morning when I get the emails, Monday morning, put a one in the chat that you didn't write business, and we'll help you write business next Monday. But my goal for you is to write one piece of business by the end of Friday. Just understand that you need to help somebody, but if you gotta buy leads to do that. And I'm not talking about $50 worth of leads. I'm talking about you investing in your life to understand what that looks like. Is that $500? Is that $1,000 a week? That's up to you. There's no there's no $500 gimme. There's no $1,000 gimme. But if you're buying only $50 worth of leads, then your life is only worth $50. I'm gonna put it out there to you. Invest in what you want in your future because that's what you're worth. And all of you are worth more than $50. Have a good day.